Welcome back to Apex Sci-Fi. Invasive species are a nightmare on Earth. We have pythons in the Everglades, carp in the Great Lakes, and rabbits in Australia. But there is one plant that terrifies the American South more than any other: kudzu. They call it the vine that ate the South. It grows up to a foot a day, smothering trees, houses, and telephone poles in a blanket of unstoppable green. Now imagine taking that plant, a biological machine designed for rapid conquest, and placing it inside a high-tech, oxygen-rich, radiation-soaked alien biodome. The aliens thought they were building a perfect garden. They thought their biodome was a masterpiece of controlled nature. They didn't account for Wayne. Wayne is from Ocala, Florida. Wayne doesn't like sterile environments. He thinks the alien ship looks too much like a dentist's office. He wanted a little greenery to remind him of home. So, he reached into the secret pocket of his crusty overalls and pulled out a handful of seeds he'd been saving since he was abducted. This is the story of how one man's gardening hobby became a level 10 biological emergency. If you have ever spent a weekend pulling weeds only for them to grow back by Monday, smash that like button. Nature is a beast. And if you want to see a squad of elite alien soldiers get defeated by a plant that doesn't even have teeth, subscribe and ring the bell. Watch your step. The floor is moving. Wayne stood in the center of the SS Valhalla's botanical wing. It was a beautiful room: white marble floors, glowing blue water fountains, and rare, slow-growing flowers from the Orion Nebula. Too fancy, Wayne spat, adjusting his cap. Need some soul. Need some grit. Wayne found a small patch of Orion soil, which was actually a nutrient-rich synthetic substrate designed to make plants grow 5 times faster than on Earth. He poked a hole in the ground with his finger and dropped 3 small brown seeds. "Grow big, little buddies," Wayne whispered. He poured a bit of his special moonshine on the spot for good measure. He shouldn't have done that. Kudzu is already aggressive. But when you mix it with alien growth serum, 100% pure oxygen, and the radiation of a nearby binary star system, it doesn't just grow. It evolves. Wayne went back to his cabin to take a nap. 30 minutes later, the first alarm went off. "Caution," the ship's computer announced. "Unidentified biomass detected in Sector 7. Growth rate, 400% above theoretical limits." The security team, led by Commander Vrax, arrived at the biodome. Vrax was a 4-armed warrior who had fought in the Silicon Wars. He wasn't afraid of a little grass. "What is this?" Vrax asked, looking at the door. The door was gone. In its place was a wall of thick, hairy green vines. As they watched, a new leaf sprouted and tripled in size in 3 seconds. "It's a plant," a guard said. "Should we prune it?" Vrax pulled out his pulse saber. "Cut it back. We have a diplomatic dinner tonight. We can't have the hallway looking like a swamp." The guard stepped forward and swung his blade. Swoosh. The vine was severed. But before the piece hit the floor, 3 more vines shot out from the stump like green tentacles. They didn't just grow, they lashed out. The kudzu had developed a primitive, predatory intelligence. It sensed the high-energy pulses of the alien weapons and it was hungry. A vine wrapped around the guard's ankle and yanked him into the green wall. "Help!" the guard screamed. "Fire!" Vrax ordered. The security team opened fire with plasma rifles. The heat should have incinerated the plant. Instead, the mutant kudzu used the thermal energy to fuel a massive growth spurt. Within 10 minutes, the entire hallway was a jungle. Vines crawled into the ventilation shafts. They wrapped around the security cameras, crushing them. They found the electrical conduits and began to drink the electricity, causing the lights across the ship to flicker and turn green. Vrax and his team were pinned against the wall, wrapped in a cocoon of leaves. It's eating the ship." Vrax gasped, his 4 arms pinned to his sides. Wayne woke up from his nap because his room felt stuffy. He opened his door and was immediately hit in the face by a giant, purple-veined leaf. "Whoa there." Wayne laughed, pushing the vine aside. "You boys are really liking that space dirt, huh?" He walked down the hallway, which now looked like the Amazon rainforest. He saw the security team dangling from the ceiling. "Morning, fellas." Wayne waved. "Nice day for a hike, ain't it?" "Human!" Vrax shrieked. "Stop this demon vegetation. It has taken the engine room. The ship is losing altitude." The kudzu had reached the bridge. It had grown over the pilot's chair and was currently pressing buttons with its tendrils. The ship was no longer flying toward the Zorgan homeworld, it was turning toward the nearest sun, presumably because the plant wanted more light. "Relax, Captain," Wayne said, pulling a rusty machete from his belt. "Kudzu's like a dog. You just gotta show it who's boss." Wayne didn't use fire. He didn't use lasers. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a bottle of Old Man Miller's superacid vinegar. Works every time on the farm, Wayne muttered. He sprayed a bit of the vinegar on the main root that was clutching the commander. The plant hissed, literally hissed, and recoiled. The vines shriveled and pulled back, letting the guards drop to the floor. How? Vrax gasped, rubbing his bruised exoskeleton. Our most advanced weapons only made it stronger. Y'all used too much heat, Wayne explained, chopping through a thick vine with one swing of his machete. You gotta use chemistry. And a little bit of shut the hell up. Wayne spent the next 3 hours hurting the plant. He didn't kill it, he just convinced it to stay in the biodome by spraying vinegar barriers around the doors. The ship was saved, but it was no longer a sleek, silver cruiser. It was a flying forest. The Galactic Council sent a team to inspect the ship. They were horrified. This is a biological weapon, the inspector shouted. This plant has the DNA of a conqueror. It has integrated itself into the ship's computer. The AI is now 20% photosynthesis. She runs quieter now, don't she? Wayne asked, leaning against a tree that had grown through the floor of the cafeteria. And the air's real fresh. The council officially banned all Earth seeds from space travel. They classified Kudzu as a planet killer class organism. And Wayne? They didn't expel him. They couldn't. The plant liked him too much. If Wayne left, the Kudzu would probably get depressed and strangle the life support systems. So now Wayne is the Grand Admiral of the forest. He spends his days swinging on vines from deck to deck, wearing a crown made of leaves. The aliens have learned to live in the jungle. They've even started liking the Kudzu salad Wayne makes, though it's a bit chewy. Nature always finds a way, Wayne told the commander. Even if it has to hijack a starship to do it. This has been Apex Sci-Fi. The universe is full of monsters, but none are as hungry as a weed from Georgia on space steroids. If you have a garden that is currently winning the war against you, hit that like button. Comment below, what is the one thing from Earth you would never take to space? My vote is on Canadian geese. Those are the real villains. Subscribe. And remember, keep your vinegar handy. The jungle grows.